This video is based on the technical analysis of the Omisego cryptocurrency, and at this point, as you guys can see, we find ourselves on the monthly chart. And on the monthly chart, we can see that we actually have some very interesting price action movement where the market had given us this pattern over here, which is a head and shoulders pattern, and it has a neckline at that point, right? And we can also see that this particular pattern started at this point and it has actually closed itself by reaching this point, right? So it is no longer relevant. So what this tells us also is that if we were to look at price action from the past, we would see that at this point in time, in as far as the chart goes, we have a third rejection of sorts over there, right? Which tells us that we may potentially see price, right, on the third rejection, start to move further up, right? And that is because also, as I've said, the pattern, which is this head and shoulders pattern over here, has played itself out, and I believe that we should start getting ready to make buying decisions, right? Another thing that I also want to bring to your attention is that we had this huge M structure over here. And remember, guys, that whenever we have these M patterns or M structures or double tops, what normally happens is that a lot of traders and investors sell on the second leg and they place their stop losses just above. So I can tell you now that we have a lot of money stuck in and around here in the form of stop losses, and we all know that the markets will always go to where the money is. So in the future, I believe that we will see price move further up to around that level to trade all of those stop losses that are located in and around that area, right? But before we actually make any buying decisions, guys, I believe that we at least need to see price or the market at this point over here give us a double bottom, right? And we would then look for buying opportunities once price closes sufficiently above that structure, which is the double bottom. Or we want to see price at least, right, closing above this triangle over here, breaking above the triangle. And if that happens, we would then wait for price to come back to the structure to test it. And at that point is where I would say we should look for potential buy opportunities. And if we do indeed find any good ones at this level, I believe that our first take profit should be around that level, right, where we have the neckline of that head and shoulders pattern, right? Why do I say this should be our first take profit? That is because the neckline is a very strong level of resistance at this point in time, and it is quite possible that we may see price head up to the neckline to give it a test, and from that neckline actually move even further down, right? But in as far as this chart goes at this point, I believe that, as I said, we should start to look for buy opportunities, and our first take profit should be around this level. But more long term, we want to see price coming back to that level to reach that level to grab all of those stop losses that are located there.